Well, it turns out all those gift cards you have lying around the house right now, of course, from Christmas and everything else, well, they can get you a lot more than just a sweater or a new video game.
Yeah, they can be a teaching tool for kids. Financial expert Nick Foulks with Drake & Associates is here today to talk about lifelong lessons that kids can learn when they're spending those gift cards. And I love this because I always think that when my daughter watches me use plastic, she's not like getting it. But this is an opportunity, actually.
It's a huge opportunity just to teach our kids a little bit about working with plastic and budgeting and spending limits and things like that, and how to decide what they want and what they really don't actually want. What's more valuable to them.
Because that's part of it as well, yeah.
Sure, and getting some money sense into kids early on can pay back benefits a long term.
Oh, most definitely. A lot of people kind of see it as overwhelming a little bit. They go, what age do I actually start teaching my kids about spending limits and things like that? But you can start as early as 3. Kids can start to comprehend. And then when you hit around 5, they really start to get the idea of saving versus spending. We have a great tool on our website, wealthwisconsin.com, that'll teach you ages 3 through 18. What are the conversations? What are some of the tools you can utilize to kind of help your kids get organized in the area of finance and get some good habits early on?
Yeah, all right, so here's what you suggest. First and foremost, explain the limit.
Yeah, so a gift card isn't exactly like a credit card, right? It has a limit on it. So you want to make sure you kind of articulate that to your kids. Let them know that there's a certain amount that they can use on this gift card. Anything beyond that, they're going to have to use their own money for. One of the things that we were talking about just before during the break was, our kids watch us, right? And they watch us swipe this magical plastic card that just buys everything, school supplies, clothes, groceries, all of these things. And they may not comprehend that there's a limit on that card, right? And it might be a debit card, so there might just be a bank account that's tied to it. So what we can show our kids with these gift cards is, all right, there's a limited amount of money and resources that we all have, and eventually you can earn some more, but you're going to have to choose how are you going to utilize the amount of resources you have.
All right, and this next one I would like my wife to pay attention to. Allow for mistakes.
Yeah, okay, so as parents, I do this all the time personally with my little kiddos. I want to stop them from buying something that I know is going to break or they're going to not care about in about 5 minutes, but it's important to let them deal with some of those mistakes, because if they buy something, it breaks a couple minutes later, and then they're begging you to go back to the store to get another one or a different one, the answer is no. Let them feel that, so that next time they go back to the store, they'll think a little bit more about, okay, what do I really want to spend my money on? That last item I got, it broke. And then they'll be more and more encouraged as they use their own wisdom to purchase things that maybe make a little bit more sense, have a little bit more value to them.
If they felt it, that'll be fresher in their mind. All right, you say let them do the math.
Yeah, so going to the store is a great opportunity for some basic math skills and training. When kids are little, they're going to go, is this enough for this, right?
Sure,
and so that's fine. You can account for those things. But for example, I have a daughter who's going to be 7 years old, and she gets an allowance for the things she does around the house. And then we go to the store, she's like, how much is it? I go, well, let's look at it. Let's count it out. You have how much? I have $20. All right, how much is this? This is $15. Now remember, they're going to charge you a little bit more, what's called sales tax. You teach them about that, and then make them do the math. It's just great training ground for them to start working on those little details like that.
And to prepare and plan ahead, knowing you need a little bit more sometimes than what the little price tag says. You also want to encourage them to not spend every single dollar they have.
Yeah, we cannot teach our kids early enough to start saving. We have a culture that surrounds us with buy now, pay later, microwave it, it's quick, you want it, get it. Right? So if we can start teaching them that don't spend everything you have, think about something that you may want that's a little bit larger, maybe a little bit more expensive in the future, well, this is a great tool to teach them with that. Maybe they're at the store, they have their gift card, they can't decide what it is they want, or they're not sure they really want something. Encourage them to save that money. Why don't you save your gift card? We can come back a different time. Maybe you'll have some more money saved up from your allowance. You can buy something bigger and better that you really, really want versus something that is just here right now.
Good stuff. All right, this last one is something I need to take into account is be patient.
Hey, we all need that one.
Yeah.
This is a big one for all of us who are parents. If it's our kids' chance to utilize their money or their gift card and they're excited about it, when we take them to the store, it's important we take them during a time period that we have time for them to walk the aisles and really look and decide, what do I want? What I'm excited about, and let them experience kind of all the emotions that go with spending money. because they're going to have to deal with the emotion of parting with that money as they purchase a toy, or maybe making a decision between what do they really want. They may have 2 or 3 different things that they really want to get. And so you can help walk them through that process and say, okay, do you want this one more than this one? I want this one. Okay, great. And then get rid of that one as quick as possible. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Move it along.
And then you bring in the next one. Okay, do you want this one more than this one, or do you want this one more than this one?
Right.
And just help them deal with some of the emotional process, because otherwise they won't really learn or attach that to spending money or utilizing finances.
Because you're right, there is an emotional component with all of it. Very
Make
interesting.
sure you have some time. Don't squeeze it in before soccer practice or
Come on,
whatever.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? We've got a link to his site from our site for more on those tips he was talking about. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks.
We'll be back.